So we walk them through those things, because a lot of times people have this made up scenario of what self-defense looks like. I'm going to be in a dark alley and he's going to come from my right. And, and you're like, okay, well, don't go to the dark alley. Now what's your plan? When you're in Sunday service, like so a lot of times they just can't think outside of that comfort zone, or that, dark make-believe world they've made. So getting her to actually ask questions, and for him to ask those questions, what is your role in our plan? Do we have a plan? Will that make you feel more comfortable if something like this, the devastating floods or a hurricane or a fire, if something happened to us, would that make you feel more comfortable that we're prepared for that? And a lot of times women just having those conversations will start coming to their own conclusions, that they want to be a more active participant, that they want to gain more confidence. And then she'll be willing to go to Girls Night Out and at least learn about it, at least maybe to be his backup. And then I guarantee in a year, she's going to be out shooting him, and she'll be plan A and he'll be plan B. But a lot of times you just have to let her kind of go at her own pace and learn. Because I was that girl too. I did not want a firearm in our home at all. It was not happening. And I saw the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina. And I saw a woman hand her children to strangers getting on a bus to Houston. And she said, please take my children. I'll try to find you in a few days. And I said, there is no way I'm handing my children to strangers. What do I need to do? And that's when I became the journey of what is my plan and how can I protect my family? And what am I willing to learn to do that? And so everyone kind of has to come at their own urging, but it's not necessarily a 5-minute conversation. It can take a long time, but having a supportive community of women where she can come and ask those questions and be with people who felt the same way. I'll say, I know how you feel. I felt the same way. And what I found is now I'm way more prepared and way more confident. And, it's a completely different life. Yeah. So a lot of times having those conversations will be of greater benefit.
Excellent. Final one. We've got Richard, who owns a gun range and retail store. And, maybe he's seen a few ladies come into his store and range and use it, but he knows nothing about helping them, supporting them. He may not even admit it to himself, but he knows that, hey, we're in a little bit of a down market right now for gun sales, and I'd love to sell more guns. So what would you say to Richard, who is thinking about how, it seems like there's an opportunity there, but maybe he doesn't know how to get started in encouraging something like a Girl and a Gun chapter to start at his range, or maybe he's got some reservations about that. So in other words, this is your opportunity, Robyn, to make a quote unquote sales pitch to a prospective gun range operator about, hey, why you want to have a Girl and a Gun chapter at your range.
Well, I appreciate that. And a lot of times guys don't know where to go, and range owners don't know where to go. And a lot of times it's a family business. And so it's deeply personal, and it's hard for them to let outside instructors in. And so that can be a challenge as well. And so we have a program that's designed for any kind of range that can work that can be a plug and play with your exact program. So we won't be in competition with you. We won't try and poach your clientele. We're really going to be an extra advocate where we have a whole compilation. We have curriculum that can literally plug into what you guys are offering to automatically expand your market to the women in your area. So we have credentialed instructors that are uniquely skilled in these skill sets to teach that kind of orientation level shooter.